The city breathes a subtle poison. You feel it in the air, denser than cigarette smoke and car exhaust. It's the poison of normality, a silent epidemic that masquerades as ambition, happiness, and connection. A pathology that teaches you to need, to desire, to fear. It transforms men and women into mere reflections, cracked mirrors that only exist when observed by others. Look around. The streets slick with indifference. The offices bathed in cold, artificial light. The news feeds flickering with hollow promises. You see faces, polished masks, each playing a role in the great theater of silent despair. The manager who smiles while an ulcer corrodes his stomach. The influencer who sells inner peace while drowning in anxiety with every notification. The couple posting photos of an intimacy long dead, sustained solely by the dread of solitude. This is the malady, the pathology of normalcy. It's the belief that your peace depends on an external factor, a pay raise, the approval of a stranger, the love of someone who can barely love themselves. It's a frantic quest for a state of mind that is, by definition, fleeting. It's surrendering the keys to your mind to the world, and then being surprised when it invades and plunders it. Modern society has built an open-air asylum and convinced its inmates that its walls are paradise. It champions reaction, not action. It favors fragile sensitivity, not resilient strength. It teaches you to be a leaf in the wind, proud of its capacity to be swept along by any breeze of opinion, any storm of emotion. And you believe it. You pride yourself on feeling so much, on being so intense, unaware that this very intensity is merely a symptom of your absence of an inner core. You are a ship without a rudder, glorifying the violence of the waves that destroy you. Nietzsche saw this. He spoke of the herd, of herd morality, the need to be the same, to think the same, to feel the same, the meager security of belonging, the fear of standing out, of being cold where everyone is warm, of being silent where everyone screams. Conformity is herd morality applied to your own soul. It is the tyranny of external opinion internalized. You become your own jailer, and the key to your cell is the fear of what others will think. Schopenhauer described life as a pendulum, oscillating between the pain of desire and the boredom of satisfaction. Normality is a desperate attempt to stop this pendulum at the point of satisfaction, an impossible task that only leads to more suffering. It is the denial of the fundamental nature of existence, a struggle against reality itself. And in any struggle against reality, there can only be one loser. But there is an alternative, a way out. It's not a path of flowers and light. It's a dark, narrow, and solitary trail. It's the pursuit of a calm that isn't serene. It's a brutal calm. Stoicism, in its purest and darkest form, isn't a self-help manual for happiness. It's a training manual for invincibility. It's the art of forging an inner fortress, the citadel of the soul, as Marcus Aurelius called it, a place the chaos of the world cannot touch. The first lesson, the most piercing, is acceptance. Not the passive acceptance of the defeated, but the active acceptance of the warrior. It is to gaze upon the stark reality and say, so be it. No illusions, no false hope. Hope is the drug of the weak, the promise that the future will fix your inability to cope with the present. The Stoic doesn't have hope, he has preparedness. Epictetus, a slave who became one of the greatest philosophers, summed it all up in a single brutal distinction: what is within our control and what is not. Our opinions, our impulses, our desires, our aversions, these are ours. Our body, our reputation, our wealth, the actions of others, that isn't ours. The pathology of normality is a morbid obsession with what isn't ours. It is building your home on another's land, only to be surprised when it's demolished. Brutal calm begins when you abandon this ground, when you deliberately withdraw your emotional investment from everything destiny can take from you. This means contemplating the person you love, and understanding that they may be lost to you. Contemplate your career and realize it can crumble. Contemplate your health and realize it's fragile. Not with fear, but with clarity. It's what Seneca called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It is to rehearse disaster in the theater of your mind until it loses its power to terrorize you on the stage of the world. Most people actively avoid contemplating the worst. The Stoic dines with the worst-case scenario every night until it becomes nothing more than a jaded guest. This practice leaves you empty, and that void is terrifying for the conventional mind, which constantly demands to be filled with noise, with drama, with worry. But in this void, power resides. It's the stillness in the eye of the storm. The world may spin, scream, shatter. Within your citadel, there is only the stillness of observation. You become a spectator of your own drama. You feel anger arise, but you do not become the anger itself. You observe it as you would a dark cloud in the sky, knowing it will pass. You feel the sadness, but you don't drown in it. You acknowledge it, embrace it as an old acquaintance, and let it pass. Emotions cease to be your masters and become your informants. They tell you something about the world, but no longer dictate who you are. That changes how you move through the world. People, with their keen social antennae, sense the difference. They are accustomed to interacting with necessity, validation, and the emotional tug of war. When they encounter someone who needs nothing from them, who is fundamentally self-sufficient, they don't know how to react. First comes confusion, then the test. They will try to provoke you, to seduce you, to offend you, seeking the familiar reaction that confirms their power over you. When you don't react, when you simply observe with an imperturbable calm, their power dissolves. What remains isn't fear, but a sober respect. They realize they're facing something new, someone who doesn't play the same game, someone whose rules are internal, not external. That's the dark psychology that needs no tricks. It's the power that emanates from cultivated indifference. You don't need to manipulate anyone when you become indifferent to being manipulated. You don't need to seek respect when its absence ceases to concern you. Respect becomes an inevitable byproduct of your self-sufficiency. But make no mistake, this is a solitary path. Normality is a club. Its members recognize one another through shared fragility. They unite in their grievances, their fears, and their infantile hopes. By embracing an austere calm, you break from their ranks. You become an observer, not a participant. You might even feel a kind of detached compassion for them, like an adult watching children squabbling over a broken toy. But you can no longer join the fray. Your language changes. Small talk becomes unbearable. The drama of others, once a source of entertainment, now sounds like mere static. You seek silence not as an escape, but as a return to your center of power. You grow selective with your time, your energy, your attention, because you come to understand that these are the only resources you truly possess. Seneca observed that it's not that we have too little time, but that we squander so much of it. Brutal calm is the end of all squandering. It is a process of hardening, much like steel repeatedly tempered in fire and cold water. Every adversity you confront with this mindset is a hammer blow that fortifies you. Every insult you absorb without reacting is a polishing of your armor. Each loss you accept with equanimity reinforces your inner citadel. Ultimately, what is brutal calm? It is freedom. Freedom from the fear of pain, from the fear of loss, from the fear of others' opinions. It's the peace that doesn't come from the absence of problems, but from the unshakable certainty that you can handle any problem. To gaze into the abyss of existence, at the impermanence of all things, and to feel not terror, but a strange, powerful serenity. It's the acceptance of your destiny, Nietzsche's amor fati, the love of what is. To love what occurs, not because it is good, but because it simply is. Because it is real. The pathology of normalcy. It sells you a plastic, colorful, hollow existence. The Stoic path offers you a life of stone, solid, cold, enduring. A life where you're no longer an object of circumstances, but the subject of your own perception. The world does not change. What changes is you, and that transformation is everything. You stop trying to control the wind and instead adjust your sails with relentless precision. You navigate the tempest with the same equanimity as you navigate fair weather, because the captain has finally taken command. Choice is a mirror. It reflects what you already are. For those who seek the next door, it remains ajar.